So that's what the why is. Now, go ahead.
You know what I'm going to say, which is like, how do I cultivate Dharma?
Excellent. The reason Dharma is hard to cultivate is because we don't know what we want. Instead, we know what the world tells us to want. It's like if you think about the things that you want, how did you learn that you want those things? Because you saw somebody else doing it.
Like an advert. I saw the waffle or the Oreos in an advert. And
absolutely, right? That's why advertising is an industry. Because we've figured out as human beings that I can control your wants. So when I work with like young men, used to be young women, it's slightly different, but this was a bigger issue for, I think, women maybe 10 years ago. Somehow it's gotten better. But for young men right now, if I ask them what they want what they see. Also true of women. It's balancing some. But like, I want to be like, I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to be like Steven. I'm going to get ripped. I'm going to buy a house. I'm going to get a girlfriend. I want this. I want. None of those voices are coming from you. They're not Dharma. So the first thing that you have to do is evacuate anything that you want that came from outside of you.
Sometimes it's hard to tell where it came from, no? Because it almost feels on the surface, like, because when you just said then, I want a house, I'm like, fuck, do I actually want that house, or is the reason I want that house? Because
yes, so this is the problem, is that when we want something from the outside, we internalize it, right? So this is like, if you say you should do something, right? Everyone in the world is struggling with what they should do. That's not what you want. Otherwise, you would use the word want. So should is externalized expectations that we then internalize. Even a lot of our desires are of those kinds of qualities. So it didn't come from you. You weren't sitting there still on a mountaintop and be like, I want that house. And then the question, so first thing you have to do is, if you like saw someone getting it and you wanted it, that's not really what you want. But what you will find is that that triggered something deeper within you. So that what you saw someone else I don't know if this kind of makes sense, but like the things that we gravitate towards connect to what we really want, but it's a version of it. So when I see like, a sexy dude with a sexy girl and I say, I want that, that's what I think I want. And this is the whole problem is I worked with tons of people who've gotten what they wanted, chased these things, and were still unhappy. You get the first girl, and then you need the second, and then you need the third, and it's like, what are you even chasing here? That's where you get to the psychological root of like, okay, what I want is to feel loved. I want to feel secure. And this is where people get into a lot of trouble, because if I want to feel loved, and I craft myself into something that cannot be denied, I'm rich, I'm famous, I'm handsome, and then someone chooses to love me, then I'm fucked. Because who do they love? Do they love this crafted version of me, or do they love the loser me? I don't know. And then their marriage has all kinds of problems. So the external desires that you have will, if you follow them within yourself, you really ask yourself, what about this do I want? Why do I want this? What is the thing that is hungry within me? Because oftentimes, even when you get the girl, you're resentful towards her. You're like, you rejected me when I was a loser, but now you want to date? Okay, let's go. Let's have a transactional relationship where I'm going to get laid and I'm going to ghost you. Like,
I did that.
Yeah,
I did that. This girl I met when I was 18, when I was a loser. And she was not interested in me. And then a couple years later, she's interested in me when things are going well in my life. And it was exactly what you described. It was like, there was a part of me that knew that this was, I guess I was resentful towards it.
Absolutely, right? And so even getting what you wanted back then doesn't satisfy you. So your dharma is what I would say is like, that's one thing. So look at the things that you want. What do they track back to within you? And then the last thing that works really, really, really well is to be silent. To try to find as much quiet as you can, to remove all the external influences and just see what comes up. Because the things that the whys always come from within.